Potash and the Environment by the PDA. This presentation will cover an introduction to the Potash Development Association, loss of nutrients, benefits of potassium, potassium and cross-compliance, farming rules for water, and good practice. The Potash Development Association was founded to provide information to support the correct use of potash in UK agriculture. It does this via the website at www.pda.org.uk, through presentations such as this one to groups of farmers, advisors and agronomists, through a technical helpline which can be contacted and the number for which can be found at the end of the presentation, through technical leaflets which can be downloaded from the website in PDF format, or requests can be made for hard copy formats to be sent out, and through quarterly newsletters which are sent out to the database on topical information regarding potash and its use. And all of this is provided free of charge. Loss of nutrients. Nutrients supplied in fertilizers or manures can cause problems if they are lost from the soil to water or air. For example, nitrogen can be lost to water through leaching of nitrate, to the air through denitrification as nitrogen oxides, or to the air through volatilization of ammonia. Potassium can be lost from the soil by leaching, though amounts are generally small, with the exception of sandy soils. Average leaching losses of around 1.2 kilos of K2O per hectare per 100 ml of drainage have been reported for loams and clay soils. The concentration in water draining from UK agricultural land rarely exceeds 3 milligrams of K per litre, and that in rivers rarely approaches 10 milligrams of K per litre. The EC Drinking Water Directive set a maximum admissible level of 12 milligrams of K per litre with a guideline of 10. Losses of potassium to water are not of environmental concern in the UK. Potassium is not lost to the air from soil. Benefits from potassium. Deficiency of any nutrient can reduce crop yield and uptake of other nutrients. This is especially so for the relationship between potassium and nitrogen. A deficiency of potassium can affect nitrogen uptake and transport from roots to shoots, protein development and yield in a crop. Potassium is an activator for some 40 enzymes and is involved in the development of proteins from nitrate. Inadequate potassium leads to an accumulation of nitrate in the soil, which can restrict further uptake of nitrogen from the soil. This has a subsequent effect on the efficiency of utilization of nitrogen applied in either fertilizers or manures. Poor efficiency of nitrogen utilization will lead to unnecessary nitrogen residues in the soil, increasing the risk of nitrate leaching. More information on the interactions between nitrogen and potassium can be found in leaflet 22, NK arable top dressing, which can be downloaded from the website. Potassium and cross-compliance. Because there are no environmental problems associated with potassium, potash application is not a specific issue for cross-compliance. General rules for fertilizer and manure use covering field boundaries and margins must be complied with. Records of potash applications in fertilizers and manures should be kept, as these will be useful for future decisions on potash use. It's good practice for both environmental and economic reasons to ensure nutrient applications, including those of potash, match crop requirements as closely as possible. Farming rules for water. In April 2018, the new farming rules for water came into force for all farmers in England to help protect water quality by standardizing good farm practice. In essence, the rules require farmers to keep soil on the land, match nutrients to crop and soil needs, and keep livestock fertilizers and manures out of the water. Planning of organic manures and manufactured fertilizers must take into account where there is a significant risk of pollution, and the results of testing for phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, pH and nitrogen levels in the soil, which must be done at least every 5 years. Good practice. Good practice dictates that the potassium status of soil should be checked every 3 to 4 years by soil analysis, which will provide a good basis for decisions on potash applications. The potash content of any manures or slurries applied should be taken into account. For potash and phosphate, annual nutrient balances are useful and easily calculated, at least for arable crops. There are standard values for potash removal per tonne by the main crops, and these can be used with recorded yield to estimate removal. The trend in potash balance, which is the applications minus the removals, over the years will indicate if fertilizer use is meeting crop requirement. Finally, as for all fertilizers, make sure the spreader is properly maintained, calibrated, and operated. Thank you for watching this presentation on potash and the environment. For more information, please visit the website at www.pda.org.uk, email at info@pda.org.uk, follow us on Twitter at @pda_potash, or if you need any advice, please contact the telephone helpline on 01642 687 043. Thank you.